What is an anomaly in the context of autonomous navigation? We can define an anomaly as an unexpected or unusual behavior of the system or its observation. First, we define two basic types of abnormalities based on how we capture them. The first type is instance abnormalities. These are abnormalities that can be captured by sensor reading instances themselves. Examples include high values of acceleration, spatial anomalies in camera images. The second type is known as transitional abnormalities. These are abnormalities of transitions between subsequent sensor readings, such as abnormal transitions in velocity, which indicates abnormal acceleration, abnormal transitions in camera images. We can also divide abnormalities based on where the abnormality happens. Those are abnormalities in the motion of the vehicles, such as anomalies in vehicle acceleration orientation, and abnormalities in external environment, such as objects moving rapidly towards vehicle and sudden obstacles. Despite of the considerable amount of work done in the literature, existing approaches are mostly limited to detect instance abnormalities, mostly based on instance modeling. Example, autoencoders. To further smoothen this out to the temporal data, some approaches extend their architectures to capture sequential information, preferably with LSTMs. However, approaches which are designed to specifically capture transitional anomalies are rare, at least in the autonomous navigation context. To detect a broad range of anomalies, we need multiple algorithms, each focusing on a particular dynamic. We, Icarus Inhibition from the University of Moratuwa, Sri Lanka, would like to present our solution: anomaly detection using deep reconstruction and forecasting for autonomous systems.
We use several self-supervised algorithms to cover all types of anomalies, considering both spatial and temporal dimensions. The models learn and define the normal behavior from the image and IMU data to tag anomalies during inference. We specifically follow two approaches to learn from the normal behavior. The first is to learn to reconstruct the given input sample, and the second is to learn to predict the next sample given a sequence of samples. High reconstruction error points to an instant anomaly, while high errors in a sequence points to anomalies in transition. Compared to other related work, our solution incorporates these contributions. We define abnormalities in two ways: instant and transitional. We process both IMU data and camera images, which aids in detecting anomalies in both vehicle motion and external environment. We let the model to encode information important to the task from the raw data itself without explicit preprocessing, like calculating optical flows. Furthermore, we introduce a novel conditional generative adversarial network based approach to fine tune the next frame prediction in image processing. We were provided with 6 normal scenarios and 6 abnormal scenarios. For reference, we label these as normal 0 to normal 5 and abnormal 0 to abnormal 5. In both IMU and image data processing, we use the normal cases to train our models while testing our models in the 6 abnormal cases. The overall architecture consists of 3 main components: web application, backend, and storage. Once the user stores the bag file and initiates the process, ROS plays the bag file and stores the stream of the image and IMU data in the storage. Simultaneously, the anomaly detection service reads the stream of data and identifies anomalies. User can view the data using web application through the REST API. The whole application is containerized using Docker for easy deployment or installation.
To identify anomalies using agent cameras, we designed a CNN LSTM forecaster. This is used to predict the next frame from the immediate 3 past frames. If the transitions between the incoming frames are anomalous, it is highly unlikely to the model to predict the correct next frame from the given sequence. First, we feed the 3 immediate pass frames through a convolutional encoder to reduce their dimensionality. These reduced encodings are then relayed to an encoder LSTM to capture temporal information. The encoder LSTM at the third step returns the final hidden state which carries information about the whole sequence. The decoder LSTM predicts the next frame's latent representation from the encoder LSTM's final hidden state, which is then reconstructed as an image by the convolutional decoder. Calculate the mean squared error between the prediction and actual occurrence. If this error exceeds a pre-computed threshold, we consider the region as anomalous. We trained our CNN LSTM forecaster using 2 phases. We started phase 1 by putting the convolutional encoder and decoder parts together and training a total model on an image reconstruction task in normal image samples. The trained encoder and decoder parts are then plugged into the CNN LSTM forecaster, which is then trained to predict the 4th frame from 3 consecutive input frames. During this phase, the weights of the convolutional encoder and decoder are frozen, and only the LSTM cells are learned for the prediction task. For both encoder and LSTM training and CNN LSTM forecaster training, we used mean squared error as the loss function. In the second phase, the trained LSTM forecaster is used as the generator in a conditional generative adversarial network. Here, the LSTM forecaster's next frame prediction is fine-tuned with the adversarial loss along with the prediction loss. During this phase, we let all the weights of the forecaster to be freely updated. The C-GAN approach makes the CNN LSTM forecaster more robust to unseen data. Here, a similar CNN LSTM is used as a discriminator. The discriminator uses a 4-step LSTM along with convolutional encoders. The first 3 steps of the discriminator takes the input frames. The fourth step to the discriminator is either the forecaster generated image or the real fourth image. The discriminator is trained to distinguish between the real fourth frame and the generated frame given the previous 3 frames. In contrast, the generator tries to push its generated frame's discriminator confidence of being real. We divide the normal data into training, threshold finding, and testing sets. The testing set is later combined with the abnormal data. We train the model on the training set. Once we train the model, we record the prediction errors in the thresholding set. We compute the histogram of errors, hence plot the probability distribution and fit the best statistical curve. Using the fitted curve, we obtain a threshold at 95% right-tail confidence, which is then used to flag abnormal behavior in the test set.
The IMU-based system utilizes 2 approaches to classify the timestamps. The first is an LSTM autoencoder which learns to reconstruct input IMU vectors in the normal data. The autoencoder reconstructs the same input sample while the recurrent connections smoothen this prediction over 3 consecutive samples. The reconstruction error will be used as an anomaly metric. The LSTM autoencoder which was implemented consists of 2 parts, the encoder and the decoder. The encoder, which consists of 2 LSTM layers, uses 3 consecutive normal IMU data vectors to output a latent embedding. These are passed to the decoder, which also constitutes of a 2-layer LSTM whose output features are then sent through a time-distributed dense layer to produce the reconstructed inputs. These are classified as normal if the reconstruction error is less than a threshold and anomalous if the reconstruction error is greater than a threshold. The second architecture used is the LSTM forecaster, which predicts the next vector using 3 previous consecutive IMU vectors. In the case of an anomaly, the forecaster, which has been trained using the normal data, gets confused by the abnormality in the transitions of the input sequence, leading to a high prediction error. 3 consecutive IMU data vectors are sent to the forecaster's encoder, which is an LSTM layer with 3 steps. This layer processes this data and returns the latent hidden state of the final time step, which is then passed on to the decoder, which is a single LSTM cell with a 0 vector as the input, in order to predict the next IMU vector. The timestamps are classified as normal if the prediction errors are less than the calculated threshold, and as anomalous if the prediction error is greater than the calculated threshold. The thresholding process is similar to that followed in the image-based module. The variation of the IMU sensor readings and the corresponding video for the first abnormal situation is shown here. The reconstruction error for the angular velocity and the linear acceleration are shown in this bar chart. When either the angular velocity or the linear acceleration shows an abnormal behavior, that timestamp is considered as an anomaly in the IMU data. Here it seems like the vehicle is being hit by someone. This translates to abrupt IMU reading changes, and the anomaly is detected a little earlier in the IMU than it is in the camera-based system due to the high frequency of the sensor readings in the IMU. We evaluate our model initially on the 5th normal bag file for which all timestamps were considered normal. We were able to achieve an accuracy of 95% from the LSTM autoencoder and 100% from the LSTM forecaster. A threshold was obtained using a bag which contained normal data using the method mentioned earlier, and it was used to evaluate our model. We were able to receive an average of 0.99 as the recall and 0.98 as the F1 score for both the LSTM autoencoder and LSTM forecaster. The model was initially trained considering only the prediction loss. This method was able to produce good results. However, we were able to improve the recall, accuracy, and F1 score by further fine-tuning the model using conditional adversarial loss. Let us show 3 hand-picked cases of the image-based system. In each case, the first 3 images show 3 consecutive frames, followed by the real 4th frame. The 5th image is the model prediction. Case 1 is a normal instance. The predicted frame is quite similar to the actual frame and is classified as normal. Case 2 is a transitional anomaly, where the drone is moving rapidly. We can see that the predicted frame shows little to no resemblance to the actual frame. This triggers an anomaly. This could also be captured as an anomaly by the IMU-based system due to the abnormal vehicle motion. Case 3 depicts another anomaly. The system is unable to predict the sudden inclusion of the man in the 4th frame. Such anomalies of the external environment could not be identified using IMU data. We use different viewpoints to detect anomalies, so one model can capture anomalous behavior which is not detected by the other model. Having two independent models further makes the system more robust and redundant. If one model fails due to sensor malfunction, the other model will still operate properly.